Hey, welcome to The Explainer. So, we have all been there, right? You've got an IT issue, you fire off a support ticket, and then it's just crickets. You're stuck wondering, what is going on? When is this going to get fixed? Does anyone even see this thing? It is such a universal feeling of frustration. Exactly. It feels like you've just launched your request into some kind of black box, a total void. You have no idea if anyone's looking at it, if it's at the top of the pile or buried at the bottom. Well, that uncertainty, that is exactly what we are going to clear up today. Because, believe it or not, there's actually a very detailed and structured method to all this madness. We are going to pull back the curtain and show you this secret rulebook that IT departments live and breathe by. This isn't random at all. It's a system. So here's our game plan. We'll start with that black box feeling we all know. Then we're going to decode this secret rulebook they use called the SLA matrix. We'll break down all the different kinds of requests, from total emergencies to just needing new gear. And finally, we'll wrap up with why this whole structure is so incredibly important for everybody. All right, so let's dig into this black box idea. You send in your request, maybe you're locked out of your account, or you need some new software installed, and then you just wait. With zero visibility, it's so easy to picture your ticket just sitting in this giant, messy pile somewhere. But what if I told you that the second you hit submit, a very detailed, very structured logic kicks in that instantly sorts and prioritizes your ticket? Well, that's exactly what's happening behind the scenes, and once you understand that rulebook, it changes your whole perspective. Okay, this is the real heart of it. We're about to decode what's known as the Service Level Agreement, or SLA. You should think of this as the master plan, the grand strategy for all of IT support. So an SLA is really just a formal promise. It sets super clear, totally predictable expectations for how fast IT needs to get back to you, and more importantly, how fast they need to solve your problem. It's basically a contract for service. And here it is. This is the matrix. This is the document that runs the whole show. This one chart is the key to understanding everything. Why your request for a new keyboard might take a week, but your boss getting locked out is fixed in under an hour. Let's break it down. Okay, let's tackle this piece by piece, starting right at the top of the list. You see, not all tickets are created equal, and the biggest dividing line is basically this. Can you do your job, or are you completely stuck? A P1 or Priority 1 ticket is the absolute highest level of emergency. We're not talking about one person having a bad day. This is a problem that could bring the entire business to a screeching halt. The classic example? The CEO is completely locked out of everything. That's a P1. Now, for every single ticket, there are two key timelines to watch. Response time is how fast IT has to say, we see it, we're on it. Fulfillment time is the deadline for actually fixing it. For a P1, both of these are lightning fast. Just look at that. 5 to 15 minutes. That is the window IT has to drop literally everything they are doing and respond. That's faster than you can get a pizza delivered. This is a true all-hands-on-deck emergency. And this just hammers home the urgency. The problem has to be solved, completely fixed within 1 hour. That is the promise. It's why when a critical system fails, the IT team just scrambles. They are literally on the clock. Okay, so let's step down a level to a P2. This is still a really important access issue, but now it's only affecting a single person, not the whole company. A perfect example is getting a new hire set up with their accounts. Yeah, they can't work yet, but the whole business isn't grinding to a halt because of it. So for a P2, the response time is still a very respectable 30 minutes. But you can see the fulfillment time stretches out to somewhere between 4 and 8 hours. That's still same-day service, which is great, but it clearly shows you the difference in priority compared to a full-blown P1 crisis. All right, next up, let's look at the kinds of requests that aren't about being locked out, but about getting new tools or equipment. This is where you'll start to see those timelines get a lot longer, and for some pretty logical reasons. A P3 ticket is for something like a software installation. You can still do your job, you can still get other things done, but you need this new program to move forward on a specific project. It's important, for sure, but it's not a stop everything right now kind of emergency. And the timelines really reflect that. The response is within an hour, which is great, but the actual fulfillment can take 1 to 2 full business days. This system is structured to solve the problems that stop work first, and then it moves on to requests that enable new work, like this. And finally, we get to the P4 category.
This covers all that extra hardware that's nice to have but isn't, essential for your computer to turn on. Things like a new mouse, maybe a more ergonomic keyboard, or a docking station. They're basically quality of life improvements, not emergencies.
And that's why the fulfillment time here is 3 to 5 business days. And notice that phrase, business days. That means if you put in a request on a Thursday, it might not actually get done until the following Tuesday or Wednesday. It's the slowest category because it has the lowest impact on the business's day-to-day operations. So, now that we've seen the whole matrix, let's bring it all back to that initial problem. We're moving from the total confusion of that black box to the complete clarity of a well-defined, highly structured system. So, what are the big takeaways here? First, IT support is not random at all. It's a structured triage system, kind of like an emergency room. The most critical patient gets seen first. Second, a ticket's priority has nothing to do with you personally. It's all about the impact on the business as a whole. Knowing this helps you set realistic expectations. And finally, you can now speak the same language as the IT department, which makes everything so much smoother. And remember, this whole SLA matrix, this detailed structure, isn't designed to make you wait longer. It's actually designed to protect the entire company by making absolutely sure that the biggest, most critical problems are always solved first. It's a system built for stability on a massive scale.
So there you have it. You now have the blueprint for how IT support is supposed to work. You see the detailed, structured system that's been hiding behind the curtain this whole time. But what happens when these timelines aren't met? What happens when the system breaks down? Now that's a question worth thinking about. Thanks for tuning in.